try to make a deer backpack out of. Okay, the moment of truth. I've made I think two videos on how to make a deer backpack, and comically, some people are like, "Yeah, try that with a mule deer. How about a big buck?" I just hadn't had a big buck recently to make a video on it, so I want to try it out because I just bagged a nice buck. Just for record, or proportion, ratio, contrast, I am 6'3" with these boots, 6'4", 250 pounds. I'm not little. So let's just give a quick view. Okay. So this is try to make a deer backpack out of to see if it's actually realistic. Let's get to it. Okay, this video is not exactly on how to make a deer backpack. I'll attach that in the description, but I'm going to go ahead and just get it on film so you can enjoy a refresher. So all I'm doing is cutting between the Achilles and the tibia, because that's technically the foot. I think this is the whole foot, shin, and then from here you got to find the soft spot, the knuckle basically. And generally, I don't like cutting this. I like to work behind the hide, but these are disposable razors. I've got hundreds of them, so this speeds up the process. So I'm cutting through the hide until it's soft, and cutting the connective tissue. I guess that's kind of the, that's not the PCL, that's higher up, but there we go. Feel it kind of give way. I'm dehydrated, my foot's cramping. Ay, ay, ay. Getting in there, make sure whatever connective tissue I see, I'm gonna go ahead and cut. Now from here, I'm just gonna pull towards me, anchor the arm down. Until it breaks or dislocates completely. Now here you can either keep twisting, which will tear the hide, which is part of what we want. You see how it's getting more bone exposed. I want about halfway. That's a little past halfway, but that'll do. Same on the other side. Or if you want to use your knife, save some energy. Again, I'm a big fella. That was hard. What I'm going to do here is follow the bone, but on the posterior, the backside of it. Make sure not to cut this ligament. I'm cutting towards myself just so you can actually see what I'm doing. So no need to comment on safety of knife use. So what I'm doing is I'm leaving this ligament here, the ligament's intact. That guy. I want to cut right between that ligament and the bone. That ligament is what's going to hold all the tension. So if I cut that, then I'm going to have to modify this whole setup. Okay, so now I've got not one, but two toggles. And these go into those cuts in the rear leg. The front leg on the ground goes to the rear leg on the ground. You shove the whole foot in. Get in there. And then acts as a toggle, can't come out. So I'm just coming through that hole. Get in there. And that's it. Now, not gutted. I want to see how this goes. Oh, I'm having a hard time even visualizing how to do this. jeez. Ugh. Okay. Oh my God, he's so much more top heavy with that big ass neck. But I don't want to put him upside down because then these bones will be digging right into my bones. Here, at least I got a little bit of muscle digging into me. Oh, that's doable. Just don't want the antlers to get me. Okay. Yeah, that's totally doable. Deer backpack. I feel maybe, I don't know, what do you think? And I'm not used to killing deer this size. Where I hunt, generally they're a lot smaller. I'm gonna say 180 to 195. That's just my ballpark. All right, that's good enough for me. Wasn't that bad. So there you go. At least a proper sized deer, respectable sized deer. It's not too bad to make a deer backpack. That was easier getting him on my back standing up than it was getting him into my cart. Just a dead, flimsy weight. Just getting him into my tailgate cart. That was hard. But with this, I think since everything's kind of less mobile, the arms are tied in, tied around my back, there's less mobility, there's less movement, and it's not like dead weight. It's like more of a solid weight, if that makes sense. Time to field dress. Hope you got something out of that. Stay alive as long as you can. Bye.